In the whirlwind world of the WNBA, things just took a turn for the dramatic, and it's all playing out like a made-for-TV showdown thanks to AerialPowers and her long-standing tension with Cheryl Reeve. Now, on a short-term deal with the IndianaFever, Powers finds herself back in the spotlight, not just because of her game, but because of the fiery fallout she's had with Reeve, the head coach of the Minnesota Lynx. Tonight's Fever versus Lynx matchup isn't just another game on the schedule. It's a collision course of unresolved conflict, professional pride, and raw emotions. And let's face it, fans of Hollywood buzzing know a juicy narrative when they see one. Powers, once Reeves' top scorer in Minnesota, is now wearing Indiana colors, suiting up for a team desperate for healthy bodies and any kind of spark. This isn't some mild tiff between coach and player. It's the kind of beef that lingers for years, resurfacing right when both sides least expect, or maybe secretly crave, the chaos. Rewind to 2022, Powers was dropping buckets for the Lynx and leading their offense, but things deteriorated fast. Despite being their top scorer, she was suddenly getting benched, playing fewer minutes, and clearly clashing with Reeve in ways that extended well beyond basketball. Whether it was a difference in attitude, philosophy, or personalities, the tension was undeniable. Powers didn't just walk away quietly. She voiced her desire to leave, made it clear she was done, and in doing so aired out dirty laundry in public, something rarely seen from WNBA players mid-contract. Reeve, never one to back down, responded with veiled jabs, cut her minutes even more, and by the end, they couldn't even share a plain seat. Literally, in one unforgettable moment, Reeve switched seats with her wife just to avoid sitting next to Powers on a flight. That's not locker room tension. That's cinematic-level pettiness. Fast forward to now. The IndianaFever are barely keeping it together with an injury list longer than a CVS receipt. Caitlinclark sidelined, so is Sophie Cunningham, and nearly everyone else has some kind of knock. So what do? Bring in AerialPowers on a hardship contract. A short-term fix on paper, but in reality, they just tossed a match onto a bonfire. Reeve already has beef with the Fever fanbase because she left Clark off the Olympic roster, a move that's kept her in Indiana's bad books for months. Now, Indiana doubles down by bringing in Reeves' former player, someone who made it abundantly clear she wanted nothing to do with her old coach. You can't script it better than this. The basketball gods are clearly fans of drama, and if anyone thinks Powers is just a filler to buy time, think again. She averaged over 14 points per game in 2022, and when healthy, she's a bucket. She's not here to sit quietly on the bench. She's here to show up and show out, especially with Reeve watching from the other sideline. The irony of this situation is wild. Reeve, who once benched Powers for not fitting her system, now has to watch her former player carry a major role on another team, possibly against her own squad. And let's be clear, the root of the beef wasn't about talent. It was about control. Reeve runs her team with military precision, disciplined, structured, and no nonsense. Powers? She's unapologetically outspoken, vocal on social media, and not afraid to challenge authority. It was oil and water from the beginning. Powers doesn't just play. She performs with emotion, with swagger, with edge. And that's exactly the kind of energy Indiana needs right now. With their lineup limping and options thin, Powers is guaranteed significant minutes whether Reeve likes it or not. She's not being slowly worked into the rotation. She's being thrown into the fire. Every possession she touches, every shot she takes is dripping with backstory. And fans? They're eating it up. With caitlinclark already putting Indiana under the microscope, the addition of Powers has only added fuel to the spectacle. For Reeve, this matchup isn't just about basketball strategy. It's personal reputation. You better believe she'll have her players keyed in on Powers, probably instructing them to suffocate her on every possession. If Powers gets going, the cameras will swing right to Reeves' face, and social media will explode. That's the kind of moment Hollywood buzzing lives for. Reeve has one of the most dominant rosters in the league. Collier's playing at an MVP level. Jessica Shepard just put up a triple-double. Kayla McBride is automatic from deep. Minnesota doesn't need to care what Indiana's doing, but clearly Reeve does. Why else throw shade at Mitchell's MVP support? Why else snub Clark for Team USA? Why else dodge AerialPowers on a plane? It's not just coaching, it's a grudge match with whistles. And Powers? She's going to make the most of it. This isn't just a return, it's a revenge tour. If she can drop 20+ against her former team, the internet's going to declare her the comeback queen. The headlines write themselves. Reeves cast off Burns Lynx under the lights. If she struggles, well, Reeve will likely give a smug post-game smirk that says, "Told you so." There's no middle ground here. For the Fever, this drama might actually be a blessing in disguise. Fans need a reason to keep believing, something to rally behind, and the Powers-Reeves storyline delivers. If Powers succeeds, it boosts morale, sells tickets, and maybe even shifts the narrative away from Clark's absence. And don't forget, Reeve has already downplayed Indiana's MVP claims, rolled her eyes at their team culture, and called out their rising stars without naming names. It's not just a rivalry anymore, it's personal warfare. And now, fans are treating each Fever versus Lynx matchup like a playoff game. The tension is so thick, you could cut it with a clipboard. Even if Reeve tries to play it cool, her actions say otherwise. She's sending defensive hounds at Powers. She's running media interference. She's coaching every possession like her reputation is on the line. And maybe it is. Because if Powers shows out, it's a bad look for the coach who benched her in her prime. Indiana fans already hate Reeve for the Olympic snub. They'll treat Powers like a martyr if she succeeds. Suddenly, she's not just a player. She's a symbol. The underdog. The one Reeve gave up on. The one who's still standing. But this goes both ways. If the Lynx buy into the drama, if they come out with fire to protect their coach's name, it could spell trouble for Powers. Minnesota's depth is no joke. They've got the defense, the shooters, and the chemistry to overwhelm a patchwork Indiana squad. If Powers tries to do too much, she could fall into their trap. That's the risk. But knowing her, she'll embrace it. She doesn't hide from the spotlight. She charges straight into it. In the end, this is bigger than just two people who didn't get along. It's about identity, respect, pride, and proving who was right. The box score will only tell half the story. The rest will be written in side-eyes, social media posts, and press conference subtweets. That's the beauty of it. Reeve, with her championship pedigree, trying to maintain control. Powers, fueled by rejection, trying to flip the script. The Fever, holding things together with tape and hope, just trying to survive, and maybe win the PR war along the way. So buckle up, because this isn't just another game. This is WNBA drama at its finest. Personal, emotional, unfiltered, and absolutely impossible to ignore. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button, and stay locked in with Hollywood buzzing for more real talk breakdowns. Because if this feud is any indication, the story is just getting started.